Can you say instant classic? Hell or High Water is directed by David Mackenzie and it stars Chris Pine, Ben Foster, Jeff Bridges, and Gil Birmingham, and is honestly one of the best movies of the year. After it ended, it seriously just skyrocketed to the top of my list of favorite movies of this year. This movie blew me away. The awesome thing is, I didn't really know much going into it. I seen trailers for it and I heard some good things, but besides that, I didn't really know much going into the movie. And that's what was so cool for me, was just discovering what this movie really was. Basically just a bank robbery movie set in like Texas, so it has an old-timey feel to it because it's like rural Texas, but it's modern day. So it's kind of a cool balance where it feels old, but it's definitely new. Think The Town, but in like a rural part of Texas. So it has like some really cool contrast of old-timey feel with the new era. That was all really cool, but the best part of this movie by far is the performances. Jeff Bridges and his partner Gil Birmingham, they're police detectives and they're trying to go after these two brothers that are robbing these banks. Chris Pine and Ben Foster, they're robbing these banks because they need some money because they've kind of got screwed over by the banks and they need money to support their families and things, and Jeff Bridges is after them, and then it's gonna all come together, hell or high water by the end of the movie. And the movie has a slow burning kind of feel to it, but it's very fast-paced in a way because it's a small, simple story. It's just they're robbing a few banks and they're just trying to hit up like 5 different banks, and Jeff Bridges is trying to find them. And that's pretty much the whole movie. There's really not much to it, but it's very engaging, and it doesn't try to go different directions. It stays very focused, and that's what's so good about this movie, is that it's not trying to do too much. It's just telling this simple story, but it does such a fantastic job of telling that story. And it's realistic because the cops are funny, and the two brothers they're doing these terrible things, but you relate to them, and they're funny. And the movie is super funny and just lifelike and realistic, and it's not a comedy, but it's honestly one of the funniest movies of the year because it's just realistic in how people actually talk and how they actually act. The movie doesn't feel like a movie, it feels like real life, and it feels crazy, and it's crazy stuff happens, and it's very exciting, but it feels real and grounded, and it's really because of the directing and the performances that make it so good. I thought the director did such a great job in this movie. I haven't seen any of his other movies, but I kind of want to now because he did such a good job of directing. The movie also looks great. It has a great soundtrack that goes along with it perfectly. It feels old-timey but new at the same time. It has a really cool soundtrack, but the performances, I'll come back to it again, that's the best part about this movie. Everybody has such great chemistry together, and Ben Foster and Chris Pine blow you away, and you love their characters, even though you kind of don't like them because they're robbing banks and they're not exactly great guys, but you understand them. And the movie, you feel relatable to both sides of the conflict, and they're so fun to watch and so intriguing, and you want them to get away, but at the same time, you're rooting for Jeff Bridges and you want him to catch them, and like you love his relationship with his partner, and they're trying to get him, and you care about both parties, both sides. You care about all the characters, and that's what the director did such a good job of making you care about the whole story. And it really, I think, is because it stays focused and it doesn't go all the different directions and tell too much. It stays focused. It tells the story that it's telling, and it's a movie that I don't want to give too much away. I think you should just check it out because it's honestly one of the best movies I've seen this year. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I absolutely love this movie. I was blown away by it. It really is a fantastic movie. I hope I'm not building it up too much because maybe some people won't like that. It's a little bit long of a movie, and it's kind of slow paced, but it's so focused on the story that it doesn't feel that way, and you're entertained the whole time. You're never bored by it. I honestly loved it, and I really, really suggest seeing it. It's playing in theaters right now, and in a lot of different places. So if you have a chance to see it, I really suggest seeing it. I'm going 5 out of 5 for Hell or High Water. I absolutely love this movie, and I really hope that people see it because it really deserves to be seen. And I think it's honestly going to be an Oscar contender when Oscar season comes because the performances alone in this thing are Oscar worthy, besides the great directing and everything else that goes with it. So I look forward to seeing this movie again, and I really think it's going to be an Oscar contender, and I hope everybody sees it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this and you want to see more reviews from a guy like me, Tom Waterloo, then please like and share this video, leave a comment down below, and most importantly, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.